Don't break cat. Well, hello everybody. Hello Robin S. How are you? Hello from hot and steamy Maryland. I can imagine it must just be like stepping into a sauna. Anyways, glad you tuned in today. Hi, Carol. Yes, we're having spa day today. Yes. Actually, I'm actually the Grinch. But yes, we're having spa day today. Thank you guys for tuning in already. That's awesome. We'll give them a couple of minutes just to say hello. Hi, Ann S. from lovely Northern Ontario. I hope it's not too hot and muggy out there. It's kind of warm and muggy here today. Hi, Tina B. How are you? Anyways, welcome to Spa Day. Yeah. And the crazy cat lady. Yeah. I had to borrow a cat though. Yeah. Anyways. Okay, well, let's get started today. So, hello and welcome to Simple Summer Sewing with Sandy. This is week 5, and today we're doing spa wraps, which is kind of fun. So, hi, Billy, I see you there. Got distracted by an ice cream truck. I could tell you that that would be a perfect thing to do on a day like today. You bet. So we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. And if you don't catch us right now, you can see us on a replay later. And thank you very much for liking us and sending your comments and sharing everything. That is awesome. Thank you so much. It is wonderful to have customers and to have people, my YouTube watchers and my Facebook friends all watching us. And thank you too as well for people who stop in and say that they watch us. Hi, Denise B. and hi, Teresa S. Awesome. Thanks. So here's spotting. I just got to put my glasses on for a little bit and then we'll get on to the spawing thing. All right. So it is Wacky Wednesday as well. So I'd like to make a shout out to a few people who made comments last week, who liked us, loved us, commented, and shared. So I'd like to say thank you and hello to Andy. Woo! Hi, Ann. Hi there. Sky C. Oh, I'm really going to need my glasses for this. Elaine B, Brenda B, Pat C, Adrian G. Yo, Adrian, I hope you're watching today. Carol D, Janet V, Teresa S., who I saw already today come in, Ann S. as well, hello, Tina B., hello, Rose L., Billy, hello, Billy P., and a nice lady named Kim J-H. I thank you very much for your kind words and thoughts. That was very sweet. Thank you so much. Hello to Esther R., JC, the Mama J, Sandy A. Oh, yo, Adrian's on. Yo, Adrian. Woo! To Chris L., Loanne F., Donna T., and of course some of our other regulars, Jean and Maui Jim, Glenda and Mike, Mary Zed, Ian and the gang at Modern Tools, Betty and Mark, and Gwen MCN, who I had a good time talking with her lately, so that was wonderful. So thank you guys very much for always tuning in. Okay, it's time for the crazy cat lady to get started with her spa day. So of course for spa day we must have cucumber slices. Even if we don't eat them, they're lovely for our eyes. So hello, greetings everyone. It's Sandy here, spa day at my sewing room. All right, I might have to eat these because they're probably pretty good. Anyways, I'd like to thank a couple of people. Tyler for setting me up today, Kason for letting me borrow his cat, and you for tuning in. All right, let's get busy. Have to put cat away because I'm really a little worried about getting this green paint all over everything, but I might just consider myself the Grinch of spa day. Anyways, Today, I have to tell you, we had a technical difficulty last week, and I really apologize to YouTube viewers. We had a little block and glitch, and they didn't get the end of my joke. They got the front line, but not the punchline. So they heard, what did one pasta say to the other pasta? And then the camera froze. So what did one pasta say to the other pasta? Penny for your thoughts. Anyways, thank you for tuning in last week, and there's your end of your joke. All right, so today we're going to be doing the spa wrap. And again, this is another one of the Quilt Company's patterns. And remember, they're not very expensive. They're only $2.50, and they come with all sorts of really good directions and everything. I have a few little helpful hints because having done this, it's good. Well, I got to tell you that I'm hoping the green paint is face friendly. It's supposed to be clown makeup, so I'm hoping I can get it off at the end. If not, there should be an interesting week with a green face. Anyway, spa wrap. So what do we need for tools? Remember, there's always a proper tool for every job. So let's see what we need. All right, so for this week, of course, we're going to use our cutting mat again. We need to have our rotary cutter, our big rulers, and I recommend the 24, 6.5 by 24, 6 by 24. And I also use the small one because we're going to be doing a little drawing today. Woohoo! Also going to need, you know, the infamous tool where you do things wrong. You got to rip it out. We also have markers. I've used a chalk marker and this time a ballpoint pen because it's important to mark something so you can see it. Little scissors to do some trimming. We are going to need some paperback web, fusible web, which is Wonder Under. We are going to need a 6-inch circle. You might want to cut it out of your template plastic, so maybe a piece of template plastic. We also need a bag of rice, which you can't see in my picture. Bag of rice, or if you like that buckwheat or whatever to put in your spa to heat in the microwave, that would do as well. But we're going to use rice today. All right. Also needed today, just going to use our regular number 1 reverse pattern foot that we have. Also, you can use your walking foot for the part where we do some stitching through all the layers, and I recommend a walking foot that has a guide on it because I'll tell you why later. And you can also use it on your number 1 foot. Brother and Bernina both have those, so I have a Bernina, so that's why I have the Bernina box out, because that's my walking foot. And for this one, you are going to use 100% cotton thread, because this little spa wrap is going to go in the microwave when we're done. So I think that might be all the tools, except for you might need a kitchen funnel. Well, surprisingly enough, I don't have a kitchen funnel. I don't know where you get one. I tried stopping in to buy one. I can't get it. So I have fashioned one out of a pop bottle with the end off so we can fill our wrap with rice. All right, so those are our tools. All right, so also, what else do we need? We need 2 types of fabrics. We need 100% cotton, absolutely no metallic in it because this is going in the microwave. And we need a piece of flannel for the lining. We want to try and get the, what do you call it? The rice not to go through. So it's our lining to keep it. So I'm hoping the camera is back going again. Teresa said it froze, but hi, I'm hoping it's there. All right. Anyways, Tyler hopefully or Kason are watching and they can check it on us. Okay, so we're going to need some fabric. So today, of course, being the crazy cat lady, this fabric came into the store. And it is really believable. It's called Pawsome. And it has tossed cats with glasses on it. So I thought that is too adorable. I'm using that as my main outside 100% cotton fabric. And I just grabbed a flannel off the color wall. This is Essentials dry flannel, dry brush, sorry. And I grabbed that for my inside of my spa wrap. So those are the two that I selected. Any kind of fabric will do as far as design is concerned, but you know, you just have to make sure it's 100% cotton and nothing else because we're putting it in the microwave. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to shuffle my board over here because we're going to be cutting. So we need cutting instruments. On the top, get my big head out of the way so you can see. So just to show you in practice, I brought just a couple of pieces of fabric. This one is the 100% cotton top, and then I brought a flannel that's 100% cotton as well, but flannel. The object of cutting our pieces is to make sure that the inside flannel is 2 inches smaller than the top, because we need to have a little seam that folds over. So we're going to fold it over like that and make a seam. So of course I didn't plug my iron in. Isn't that just lovely? Okay, bear with me for just a second while I find my iron and plug the little baby in. That was not good planning, and I really do apologize for that. Forgot all about it. Oh, that's the other thing you need. A sewing machine. So I won't be sewing today. I won't be sewing today. I'm just going to show you the step outs, and so you can follow and get some tips. So my biggest tip is 100% cotton everything. So because they put a little disclaimer on this, and they tell you to warm your spa wrap. You place the wrap on a plate and heat it in the microwave for no more than 1 to 3 minutes. Take care not to overheat. The more rice you have used for filling, the longer it will take to heat. So store the wrap after it's cooled completely in a Ziploc bag. So that just a little disclaimer about cotton things. Okay, so we have our 2 pieces of fabric laid out. They are the same length. But as I said, the flannel is 2 inches smaller than the outer cotton one. And then we're just going to fold our edges down and press them with our little iron. And try not to melt everything as I'm going, because of course I didn't bring the ironing mat with me. So we're just pressing that down. All right, good. I'll just bring this part up so you can see this part as well. Get my big hair out of the way. You know, when I was growing up, I used to just love putting a towel on my hair and wrapping it up, and then I pretend I had long hair. So growing up, my hair was always very short, but that towel came in handy if you wanted it to look like you had lots of hair. Anyways, lots of fun. Okay, keeping my head out of the way, just pressing down those edges. Once you've got your edges pressed over from, and that's going to be our little seam to hold those guys. Just have to do the bottom one now. Sort of going blurry when I put my head in the road, doesn't it? Okay, try and keep my head out of the way. It's got a bit blurry. Maybe we can get it to refocus. That would be great. All right, we now have our edge all ironed down, and then they said just pin it. Just put a couple of pins in just to hold it. I'm just going to pop off this for a second and go to front and just see if we can get it to refocus and make sure you can see what I'm doing, because you don't want to miss out on the really important stuff. All right. So I'm just pinning my edges so that they don't uniron, because we have to now fold this piece of fabric that we've made, and we have to fold it lengthwise. Well, let's lengthwise. I guess it wouldn't be really lengthwise. Let's just redirect so I do it in the right way. Okay, let's just see if that now the top is actually coming in focus. It is. Good. Okay, so I've just pinned these edges. Now we're going to fold this in half lengthwise with the right sides together. Okay, so we're looking at our two little edges. Oh, lengthwise. Good Lord. Why don't we get this right? This is why we do this more than once, I guess. Okay, so we've got our edges together. I'm going to put it so the fold is up. And here's our two edges. Make the even edges on the edge, make them even. Put our little seams together on the side. I'm just going to pin it so it doesn't get away because we got to cut next. All right, we're just going to pin it so it doesn't get away. All right, funny thing happened on the way to do my sprawl wrap. This story, we're going to go to the front so I can tell you a humorous story. All right, the one really essential thing you need, of course, is a 6-inch circle. So I went to every dish in my house and measured them, and they're about a 6.5, 6 1/4. They have fluty edges. I couldn't find anything round, so I thought, oh, intelligent person, go to the computer and look for a 6.5-inch, template and print it. Well, I did. I found several, printed several, and each one I measured was, oops, not 6 inches. I had 5, I had 5.5, I had 6.5, not once. So I said to my lovely husband, how am I going to get a 6-inch perfect circle? The computer's not working. He says, well, it's probably the printer settings. He says, I have a really good idea for you. And he went into his office, came back out and hands me his geometry set and pulls out the compass. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, all right, I can make a 6-inch circle. Pull out the compass, start opening it up. For whatever reason, I thought this should be 6 inches. So I'm going and I'm going and I'm going. And I said, I don't think it's going to be big enough, Ken. I don't think it's going to go 6 inches. And he looks at me and goes, Sandra, all you need is 3. Oh, right, because I'm only doing from the center to the edge, just the radius, not the diameter. Okay, fine. So I managed to, out of paper, cut a 6-inch circle. So I went to work the next day and I complained bitterly to whoever would listen. I can't make a 6-inch circle, blah, blah, blah. So Nancy goes over to the scan and cut, and very quickly, in less than a minute, cuts me a perfect 6-inch circle. And we're going to use this one today because I realized the white one and the one that I made on the clear template paper might not show up. So this is it. So she hands me this circle and she says, you know what? You two can have perfect 6-inch circles for only $7.99.99, which is around the price of the scan and cut. And I said, oh, great. That's a lot of money for a 6-inch circle. Deb pipes up and she says, oh, but you can have it free if you buy a Luminaire XP2. And I thought, oh, God. Anyways, we ended up with a perfect 6-inch circle. All right, going back to work. So from each, start with 11 inches right on this edge, and you're going to make it 3 inches deep, which means I have to flip this over because I've got the 1/2-inch thing stuck on here, don't I? Oh, how am I going to do this? Let's go this way. 1, 2, 3 inches, 11 inches deep, except for that's not how you want to do it. You do want to flip it this way. Whatever, it's going to be upside down. So 3 inches up and 11 inches over, and you're just going to draw a line. And that's what the pen came in for, because I was trying to figure out what marker to use that would show up. So I just used a pen. And you make a little rectangle that is 11 inches by 3 inches. Now you take that lovely 6-inch circle and you place it so it's right on the edge where it meets the line at the edge of the folded part and to the top of the thing, and you just draw the arc. And you're going to do this to both ends of your product. Okay, so then now we need that little ruler. I'm going to cut this out along this line. just to where it starts to arc. Boy, that's really straight. Yeah, that's why I'm a quilter, right? Okay. All right, there we go. And then we're going to just do the curve. And you're going to have to go quite hard because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of fabric and a dull rotary cutter. Isn't that lovely? Well, once you get the most part done, you can take your little scissors and trim that out. So making the neck hole is what we're doing, because this is where it's going to fit around your neck and make it feel nice and soothing on your neck and shoulders. Okay, so we got this all cut out now. We do, sort of, kind of. There we go. And we're going to do this to both ends. Maybe it'll be easier if I do it this way from this side. Okay, so 11 inches long, 3 inches deep. So run it right on that folded edge and right on the edge here, and then draw your rectangle. Oh, and then it wiggled a little. The one good thing about marking this is you don't care which marking, because no one's ever going to see this. This is inside your wrap. Then you take your circle again, start right at that point on the edge and go to the top. So the circle is inscribed inside this corner. And just use your pen to do the circle. All right, maybe going this way, it might be easier to make the circle too. All right, making the circle part first, cutting it out. Okay, and then down this edge. And I guess a ruler would have been smart, but let's hope that Sandy's hand is pretty steady today. Yeah, pretty good. We've got a few spots that we need to just trim with our little scissor and cut that out. Okay, so now we have matching neck holes, because when we put this together, okay, so now we're going to fold this. We're going to open this up. Oh, take your pin out. Open it up, and then we are going to put this. Okay, explain to me again how I'm doing this. Which way do I fold it? Oh, I'm really good today. Okay, I've taken those off, and then I fold it, because which way do I go for folding? Okay, this way. Okay, so Sandy did this not right somehow. Okay, you know, Sandy had a brain blip. We work on the folded edge of the fabric. Okay, all right, pretend like you didn't see that part, but Sandy was supposed to do this because she's an idiot. Okay, sorry, I shouldn't make names. Okay, so I was supposed to take that cut out of this part, this side of the thing, so that when I opened it up, then they're together in the middle. So I opened it up and they're together in the middle. Oh, that was magic, wasn't it? All right, so when you get it open like that, lay it flat, match up the two ends that are rough. These guys are open. I cut the wrong side, that's why. Then you're going to actually do a stretch stitch, and they recommend a stretch stitch because we're going to pull on our fabric. So we're going to start in the corner. We're going to stretch stitch to the neck hole and around the neck hole and over to here. Well, just ignore that first part of the demonstration with that fabric because that didn't work so good. All right, once you've got that sewn, you're going to take your Wonder Tape and you're going to put one piece on each side. And you're going to iron that down and peel off the paper. Okay. So now you've got one side that is sticky. Okay, and if you thought I had trouble trying to figure out which way my thing went, this is where I got confused as to how I turned this guy inside out. But I started in a corner and I pulled it outward. And same with this corner. Pulled it outward. And then I started looking at it and going, wow, how in the world? But you got to pull it inside out. There we go. All right. Now, here is our wrap. We're going to be working from the right side of the wrap now. Okay. And what you're going to do, and this is where you're going to just press this open nicely. Don't touch the side where we have the fusible web, because that will seal it, and we don't want that sealed yet. You're going to just press your seam that we just put in. So it's going to now look flattened all out. Flattened all out. And what you're going to do is you're going to mark it every 2 inches and sew all the way across. When you get to the neck parts, you're just going to sew the short sides. So then, and then once right down the middle. The reason I did this, and they said with a marker pen. Well, I was thinking if you use, if you actually use a water-soluble pen, you have to stitch it, take the lines off, and then let it dry, because you can't wash your rice or you'll have a big mess. So I thought, I'm not using a wash away. The other one is the dry air erase. So you could mark it with that, sew it, and then you got to wait until those guys all erase before you add any iron to it, because then they become permanent marks. So you could use your chalk marker, one that would be the correct color, or this is where you get your lovely foot and you get your guide. And my Bernina feet, of course, you can slide your guide in. And I guess I really want it on this side. So when you're doing sewing, you can do your first line of stitching, set this at the 2-inch mark, and then you follow the guide along your first line of stitching, and then you just keep doing that every 2 inches. So move it, use the line to guide, sew it. So you end up getting something that looks like this, where it is sewn every 2 inches and all the way across when it comes to the middle, and then up here. So now I've got little pockets, and this is where our rice is going to go. All right, well, I am so sorry about breaking up that one. They're not that hard, but obviously when you're not reading carefully, it is. So it's crazy. Anyways, so we take our rice, and I've got a bag of rice open. This is the fun part. Okay, bag of rice, your funnel. Okay, here we go. Top. We're just going to tuck it into the fold, into the little hole, and you just pour your rice in, and it just goes and fills up your little hole as you get rice everywhere. Okay, let's see how we did, how close. And once you get it, oh, you make a mess. Once you get it kind of full where you want it to be, then what you're going to do is just take a pin and pin that hole, right? Okay, so this is one of those messy activities that we used to love as kids. And I'm sure people do this much neater than I do it, but I've always been a messer. I'll clean it up later kind of person. Okay, and I've got enough in there now. I don't want to get it too full, so I'm going to squeeze a little bit out because I don't want it to be too full. I just want it to be, you know, not jam-packed, because you want it to be able to fit around your neck. And then here, you're just going to pin this shut for the moment. Like that, pinning it across. And you're going to move on to your next little hole sleeve, and then you just do it again until you've got all of one side filled. Oop, that's too much. Ooh, this is fun. Okay, so once you've got it filled again, put a little bit back, pin it. Once you've got them all filled on this side, you're going to take an iron, and you're going to iron this down because it's got that fusible webbing in there, and that'll hold it until you can get it over to your sewing machine, and then you stitch it. And of course you could probably do a straight stitch, a triple stitch, or do that lovely stretch stitch that I was using before. Do that to both sides of your wrap. And I'll show you what it looks like when you're done. I need a close up. Here we go. So here's what it looks like when you're all finished filling up all of the sections with rice. And you just sew up that one seam along there and you have a lovely wrap. So let's put this on. Lovely wrap. So heat it in your microwave for 1 to 2 minutes on high. And then you can just wrap it around and it's nice and cozy and soft and beautiful. And that's how you make a spa wrap. Now, it's a fun, messy project. I recommend it for anyone who likes to make messy projects. And just read the instructions a little more carefully with your fabric so you cut the right edge. Anyways, but these are really cute little spa wraps. And I forgot to tell you any jokes. How in the world? So what kind of cats like to go bowling? Alley cats, of course. And did you hear about the cat who swallowed a ball of yarn? She had mittens. So what's a cat's favorite color? Purple. And I wanted to know, did you know what the cat's favorite movie is? The Sound of Music. And last but not least, what do you call a cat wearing shoes? Well, of course, it's Puss in Boots. Anyways, lovely. So sorry about cutting that thing crookedy. So remember to cut it on the fold part, not on the open edges, and then you're good to go. Everything else works fine. So that is how you make a spa wrap, and then you can have a spa day. Don't forget your cucumbers for your eyes or your tea bags. That always works nice. And just relax, have a cup of tea, watch your shoulders, make them nice and warm and cozy. Anyways, thank you guys for listening to me. I'm going to try and squeeze in my announcements before I lose my thing, but at least you got all your jokes this week. I just wanted to say I wanted to thank everyone who does not take a bag at our store, brings one of theirs. We enter you into a monthly draw. It's called Going Green, and our winner this month was Susan S. So thank you everyone for participating in that, and we draw monthly for a $25 in-store credit, so that's awesome. 2 classes that I want to talk to you about. Not embroidery, because this is our sewing section. The first one is our very own Barb's class called Patchwork in Paradise. So it is a story, a mystery, and a quilt all rolled into one. And that starts on September 1st with your first few chapters, your first block. And then on the 3rd Tuesday of each month, she teaches us how to do it. We get together and we sew it. So that's very exciting. First one of those ones will be September 20th. It'll go from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. The cost of the class is $299.99 plus tax. It goes for a whole 12 months. You get a whole story, like a novel. She writes really wonderful novels, and 12 different patterns and a sew along each month. She has developed 3 colorways that you can select from. They are on our website, so you can have a picture of them. Tropical nights, sand and surf, or sea, or whatever. And hot, hazy days. They're beautiful. It wouldn't matter which one you selected. It would turn out beautifully. Okay, so the last thing that I want to tell you about is another class that's coming up. It's another sewing class. It is called Tools of the Trade. And this is by our friend Patty B., our friend and teacher. She is going to be making a really cool tote that you can put your mat in, your scissors, your rulers, everything. So then you can start carrying things to classes and things. And that one starts September 17th. It's on the 23rd and 24th as well. It goes from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and that class is $250 plus tax. So those are the 2 classes that I wanted to mention that are coming up that are not embroidery. They are strictly sewing. So, but if you're interested in embroidery classes, we got lots of those as well. Anyways, just a thought to put that out there for you. thank you everybody for tuning in. And I'm sorry about the botch up with the cutting, but you get the idea. The one big thing I want to make clear is it's a 100% cotton fabric, 100% cotton thread. We did not use any polyester or any other kind of things because it will melt in your microwave. And it may start things on fire, and that would not be good. So, and the disclaimer is only 1 to 3 minutes on high in your microwave. Okay. Anyways, thank you ever so much. We will see you next week for our next project. The Joker might be here next week because you know what? We're making a card case. And this is also by the Quilt Company. So we're making cute little card cases. I'm not quite sure who's showing up next week, but we'll see. Anyways, thank you so much. Have a great week. Survive the heat. Stay cool. And we'll see you next time on